made, and what I want to do is create a navigation system. All right. Now I'm going to pull 5 buttons out on the stage. I'm going to show you how to inline action script. Just real quick here is when you pull buttons out of the stage that you want to apply to every single state, you want to do it in the base state. There's my crawl space. Okay. If I just do it in this state, they won't exist in the other state. And I'll show you an example real quick here. Let me come over here and pull this in just a little bit so you can see it. And pull my component out. Say in state 2 real here, and I drag a button on the stage, for example. Let me just drag a button out. Okay. If I go to state 1, that button doesn't exist. All right. But let's get rid of that button now. We're going to go back to state 2 to get rid of that button. If I go to the base state and I drag a button out, then if I go to state 1, there it is, state 2, there it is, state 3, there it is, state 4, there it is in all the states, okay? So if I move that button around in state 1, and I go to state 2, it only moved in state 1. And that's a problem. But if I want to move it in all the states, which you typically want to, then you move it in the base state. So the common mistake that people make is they're editing in the wrong state. And that happens to me even now all the time. I'm in the wrong state, so it doesn't look right. Go back and make sure you're editing the right state. Base state allows you to manipulate globally, where the individual states allow you to manipulate on that state level. So I'm going to just get rid of this from the base state. And just to make sure I'm cleared, I would delete that. And it's not in any of my other states. That's good. So I'm going to go back to base state. I'm going to drag out 5 buttons on the stage. So just grab out and just drag 5 buttons, and I would just kind of put them at the top somewhere, and just put them one after the other. So, in HTML where you build pages, what I'm doing is I'm using stage in the sense of my pages. Okay, and so what I want you to do is you can change those names just by double-click on there. And just type in the state 1. And here you can put anything you want in for the names. State 2. State 3. State 4. And then state 5. Just remember, if you want to move these buttons around, then you want to do it always in the base state. You don't want to do it in another state because it'll only be moved in that state. So if you move them around globally, that's what you want to do. Okay, so we have these states here. When I click on one, I actually want to go to a state. And so if you go to your handout, I have that code in your handout right now. Let me go there right now. And we're going to show you how to do some inline action scripting today. Right here in state is what's called... this is called inline action scripting. We're going to actually put this on the button. So it's click equal current state. Then you got these single quotes around double quotes, and that's the state you're going to go to. So let me write that on the board. So go to back to Adobe Flex and bring that up. And this gets really simple. And this is now you're going to interplay between that source code and design code. So whatever button you click on, it's going to take you to that part of the code. So highlight state 1, for example, that button, and just go to source code. And there's the code right there. And you can see there's the button right there, and there's the label right there, state 1. And you want to open it up just a little bit and hit your space bar. And when you do, this whole list comes up. Do you see that list? And this is one of the really powerful things about Adobe Flex is this code hinting. And so if I just start to type click, you can see there it is. It appeared after CL. So it kind of has some smart intelligence there. I double click on that, and it automatically puts those quotes in for me. So I can go ahead and type in current state equals, but I have to use my single quotes, state 01. Now at this point, I don't want to do this over and over again. All right? So I can just come along, just copy this code right here. See that? And just open up the next one and paste it in. And now you're going to know why I used an idiot's technique of naming I call it state 01, 02, 03 because I didn't want to do more than just backspace and hit 2 in there. See, it's pretty easy just to put all those in there. So go ahead and put all your states in there. And this is 3. And put the next one in there. Let that be 4. Or 5. And that's it. And you can go ahead and save that and just see if any errors appear. And if they don't, you should be in pretty good shape. And I would go right, after you're done, go right back to design view and I'll walk around and see how everyone's doing. Okay, so what we're going to do right now, we're going to actually run this project and see if anything happens. Now, how do you run a project? Make sure you're clicked on the inside. You're activated on the inside. And hit that little green button up there. That's your run button, okay? Just like kind of Flash used to have the old run button. This is our control test, kind of. And you're going to just run that and see if anything happens. And once it's run, if you start clicking on these, nothing seems to happen, right? Does anyone know why nothing's happening? Because there's nothing different on all the different stages. I mean, so it all looks the same. So what we're going to do, we're going to come along here and put some labels on here so we can actually see it change, okay? So let's come along here and add some labels because this is the first time I built a state. I went, oh my God, it doesn't work. But it does work. It's just you can't tell the difference. They're all the same. So what I'm going to do is come along here, and just so I can differentiate between the states, I'm going to go to state 1. See that? I'm going to come over here and find myself a little label, a little text label. I'm going to drag that label right there on the stage just so I can make tell the difference. And I'm going to just put a 1 in there. Okay? I put 11. That's not good. And you guys got the idea. I'm going to go to state 2 now. I'm going to drag another label on. And go to state 3 and drag another label on. And state 4, drag another label on. And state 5 and drag another label on. And now you want to run your project. And when you do that, you should see them changing. Move that over so you can see that. 2, 3, 4, 5. So now you have different things on different stages. So that's pretty cool. And that was one of the things we had problems with when we first started doing this. We couldn't tell the difference. So you got to put something on the stage so you can see it. Go ahead and stop this, and then we'll start the next section.